dark here. I don't know.
Hello, 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 viewers. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are watching us from. From Kenya here, it is 9:30 p.m. So from Mercy, Kenya is good evening. And today I'm privileged to have a best friend that we met on this online space. And she happens to be a Kenyan. And today we just want to discuss something that is affecting all of us, whether we're in business or not in business. It affects us in one way or the other. And get to know how best we can help each other or how best we can overcome this. And this is fear and its households. So I will invite my sister Regina just to introduce herself and then we get started. Yes, Regina, welcome.
Thank you so much, Mercy, for inviting me on your page, on your live. And it's a privilege, it's an honor to be here with you. It's our first time doing a live with you, but of course, we've been interacting outside this page. I mean, outside the live sessions. So for the viewers of Mercy and my viewers as well, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Regina. I go by Regina Harry on my digital business, and I do this online business, which is an amazing business. I live in USA, Washington State, with my family. I'm a mother of 3 kids who are teenagers. I'm also a business owner and a mentor, and I'm a nurse by profession. I work in a hospital. So back to you, Mercy.
Thank you so much, Regina. And just for the sake of those who are following me for the first time, this is my page, Mercy. And for the sake of Regina's guests, Mercy from Nairobi, Kenya. And I work in a research institute. And I also run this digital business as a side hustle. And this is where I came to meet my beautiful sister, Regina. And just getting to know we are all Kenyans gives us the strength and the will to do this, to just come here and to share one, two, three nuggets about what we do in this business. So let us just get started. Regina, we are talking about fear. What is this fear?
Okay, so thank you so much for this question. If we just look at it as is, everybody knows what fear is because we have all experienced fear in the past. Some of us maybe are going through fear as we speak. So fear is not something new, but if we think about what fear is, by definition, it's something so ugly. It's something unpleasant to experience. It's like an emotion that is so bad that holds you back from doing something or taking a step or even eating something. You know, it's like a belief. You know, when you believe something is not good, you fear so much. Like if I believe I'm going to fall, if I take this route and there's a hole somewhere, I'm going to fear so much and I'm not going to take that route no matter what because I have fear. So fear in general, by definition, is something that is so unpleasant, like an emotion that is so unpleasant, that is not good. And it's something that we fear, like we might have dangers associated with fear or losses associated with what we fear. So, and because of that, we don't do what sometimes we are supposed to do. And don't get me wrong, fear can be a good thing. It's good to have fear, but it's good to evaluate our fear and see if it's, you know, if it's authentic. Don't just fear anything. So fear is an emotion, what I would say, which is very unpleasant, and it prevents you from proceeding from where you are because you're fearing some danger, you're fearing pain, you're fearing losses, name it, you know, all that things that we fear. I don't know if I answered the question. Let me know.
Yes, of course you have, because most of the time it takes more of the negative other than the positive. In as much as you say it has some positives, but most of the times it takes the negative. So for me, I'll just say it is just an obstacle to any type, any form of progress. Yeah, because you find most of the time when you want to do something, you are like, what will happen? Supposing I fail, supposing, and those supposings, most of the times, we never say, supposing I succeed.
Yes.
We
That's the
always say,
thing.
supposing I fail, supposing I'm conned. We never look at the positives. So,
Yeah.
it gives it more of the negative other than the positive.
Positive.
Yes,
Sure.
yes.
That is true.
Yeah, and I'll just say like most of the time the types of fears that we create are fear to failure and what will people say. Yeah, we
Yes. That's
fear
a big one.
ourselves, we fear to fail, and also we are kind of cautious about the environment. So if I
Yes.
fail, what will my children say? If I fail, what will my spouse say? If I fail, what will the neighbors, what will the neighbors say? So we find that that is what is carrying the greater percentage. We are looking more at the outcome, the future, other than just what is around us here.
Yes.
Yes.
That is true. Especially this one of the things you just mentioned about fear of what people will say. That is a big, big thing that stop people from doing what they want to do. And specifically because we are online business owners and mentors. So when we come here, we are most likely talking about our business beside other things that we talk about, and always encouraging you, our viewers, to come and check it out. And the way to check it out is to register and start the process just like we did. But sometimes we have a lot of people who are already wanting to do this because they can already see the outcome from other people's experience, not their own. Because as I say, we bring people on our pages to share their experiences, and we have some people who have already quit their jobs from this business. And you as a viewer, you're like, I really want to do this business. But most of the time, and if it's true, you can comment and say you're one of them. It's no judgment, because I was there too. But most of the time, our greatest fear when it comes to starting an online business is, especially one that is you're going to be marketing, like you're going to be on the social media like this one, is what will people say? And what we forget is these people that we are worried about what they are going to say, they're not even bothered about what you're doing sometimes. If you have their debt, all they want is, you need to pay me back, for example, because these same people you are fearing most likely is your family and friends, right? I want to believe you don't fear the people that you don't know. Most likely you fear the people that you know, and those are your family and friends. And these are the same people when you have problem you go to. So sometimes you're like, I don't want to start this business because what is my sister going to say, or what is my mom going to say? They are going to think something went wrong with me, that I'm just out there doing an online business. So online businesses can cause a lot of fear, and people fear what people will say. So I wanted to emphasize on that because I know it's a killer. It's a big killer for so many people's dreams. People have dreams, but they fear what people will say. So, and from my standpoint, I would say that for you to achieve the success that you are always looking for, you cannot succeed in a business or in anything when you're fearing what people will say. Because even if you don't do it, people will still say something. That's something we need to remember. That these people, you're fearing what they will say, regardless of whether you do whatever your dream is. If you move to the direction of your dream or not, they are still going to say. So it's good to choose to make them say something when you've already moved on towards your goals. Because if you're stagnated where you are, they're still going to say, like, this person is so fearful to take any step. She never take any step to advance herself. I would rather them talk about she's a go-getter, she doesn't care about what we are thinking, she's unstoppable, because people will still say something. It doesn't matter. By the end of the day, people will have to talk about you. they will have to talk about you. So you don't have to worry about what people will say, because whether you like it or not, people will still say something. So let us not fear what people will say. Mercy, I want to ask you something,
yes.
because
Yes.
we have been in this together, like even if not together, we have both, or even other people, we have experienced fears in the past. Can you share with our viewers and myself, if it's something that you can share, your greatest fear, especially when you're starting this business, if you had any fear, and how did you overcome it, and way forward after you overcame your fear?
I think for me, I'll say, like, when I was registering, when I had seen the ad from my mentor, apparently she happened to be someone that I know. So I was like, I was not like, could it be a scam or what? I was sure if she's doing it, then it is something that I can be able to do,
Yeah.
because I trust her a lot. We have interacted in other circles, and I knew that she could not be getting me into a scam. But the time that I think I had a fear was the time that I was supposed to start doing this go live things. And I was like, I'm this person who is not I'm camera shy. I have phobia for camera. Okay, so I'm supposed to be there and tell people 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 about this business. What are they going to say? Are they going to respond? Are they, as in, I had so many questions, so many things that were drawing me back. And the way you keep on even saying, I'll start tomorrow, I will start next week, I'll start next week, until like a month is gone, 2 months are gone. And I was like, okay, why am I caring so much about these people? And this is my hustle.
Yes.
Like, if I don't have money, if I ask money from anyone, they have to be sure I'll be in a position to pay.
Yes.
Somebody cannot just lend you their money. Yeah. When they see, when you borrow the first time, they'll give you. The second time, they'll be like, hey, and nowadays it's like things are not going okay her ways.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. And when we give her the second time, she will not return the money. And I was like, Mercy, this is about you. It is you who knows. It is you who knows, as we say in Kiswahili, kiatu inakuuma, unachunwa wapi ama unafanya nini? Hiyo, that ka saying.
Yeah, unajua mahali unaumwa.
Yes, niwe unasikia ako kauchungu. So, get out, do what you're supposed to do. Will you die? I asked myself.
No.
Will you die?
The worst that can happen.
What is the worst that can happen? Whether you do something good or whether you do something bad, at the end of the day, people will talk. People will have to find something to talk about. So, for you, for me, as long as my conscience is right, as long as I am not stealing from anyone, or I'm not disobeying the commandments of God to get this money, I am working with the mind and the knowledge that He has given me, with the resources that He has given me. Mercy, go out and do it. And
it's true.
I was like, yeah, let me do it. And that reminded me of these other small fears that we normally have. Like, okay, I like also these hiking things and these ziplining things. So, sometimes the ropes are extremely high.
Yeah.
And as people are taking rounds, there are people who say, I cannot do it. I cannot do it. And I asked myself, what is the worst that can happen? If people are doing it, I can also do it. I have seen people do it and get to the finish line. They have not died. So I can also do it. So for me, I tell myself, what is the worst that can happen? And is it does it align with what I believe? Yeah. If it aligns with what I believe, if I'm not offending anyone by doing it, I go in full swing to what I want. So I'll say the greatest fear was doing the lives, what
Mm-hmm.
people will say. But at the end of the day, I said, it is me, it is I who knows where the
Yes.
issues that I have, and it is me. Other people will not sort them out for me. I have to
Mm-hmm.
come out and just sort my issues out. And I did it. Yes, thank you.
That's good. That's very good. For me, I think my biggest fear, of course, that
Mm,
one of what people will say is, I think that one is with everybody for sure.
mhm, mm,
Maybe we have a few people who don't fear what people will say when they're starting something new, because
mm,
as we know, anything new you start is a risk, because you're going to the world of uncertainty. Even if you have been shown
mhm,
the end result, for somebody that's their end result. So you're
mm,
going to the world of uncertainty, and you always like what people say. But the other
mm,
fear that I know that also was putting me back is fear of failure.
mhm,
There's fear of failure that usually pulls so many people down, and we fail before even we can fail. And how do
mhm,
you feel before you can fail? How you fail before you can fail is you feel like, oh my God, I'm going to fail in this business. Like, I can't do
mhm,
it. I'm so shy. I can't do that. I don't think somebody like me can succeed. And you've already
mhm,
failed, because after all that self talk that is so negative, guess what will happen? You're not going to take any step. And if you don't take a
mhm,
step, you've already failed in this business, because you did
mhm,
not even start. You failed, you
mhm,
disqualified yourself. So if
mhm,
there was a line to separate winners and failures, you're going to be on the side of failures, not because you tried and failed, because you didn't even try. And if you didn't try, you
mhm,
cannot come to the winner's side. Because for you to be a winner's side, you have to come and win, right? Or
mhm.
to show
You
some
have to do
progress.
something.
So
Mm,
the fear of failure is something else that really pulls people down in this business. And that was also a big thing for me, because uh, after being in business before, like I've tried different businesses, especially when I was in Kenya. They were not online business, but it's really a hassle sometimes to try businesses, because there are so many things that are required, especially on when you're doing what do you call it, traditional business. You need to
mhm,
set up the office, you need to furnish all those things, you need to, and you still need to do marketing beside all that. Like, there's no business that
mhm,
you don't do marketing. You don't just set up a business and sit back and wait for things to happen. So this, what we do here as marketing, is still in traditional business. Regardless of how it's done, there's still marketing. So after trying those small, and we call them small business, but do you know they are not small? Because if you think of the capital you put there, it's not small. Like, if it is small in terms of capital, then our business is the smallest, but it yields the greatest, probably. So don't lie to yourself that you're doing a small. I don't want to do that business, online business, because I'm just looking for a small business. Those small businesses I tried. And so after having not succeeded, and after coming here and starting this business, when I started this business, I'll be honest with you, I was starting another business on the side as well, an online business, but that was involving inventory. So I started two businesses at the same time, because I was like, I want to see which one will work. But I could not keep up with this other one, because there's inventory and I don't need to do all that here. There are so many things that I checked the box in this business, and that's why I got into this. But I'm not going to lie to you that I had fear of failure because of the past experience. Because of that, I had to make up my mind to choose to be stuck there and remain there forever, or to take a step and overcome my fear of failure. Because how do I know if I'm going to fail? Because if I failed in the past, that does not mean I'm going to fail in the future. You have to
mhm,
keep trying. You have to keep moving. You have to believe in yourself. And the failure in the past is not failure. It's a stepping stone for you. So anytime you experience a failure in the past, don't dwell on that. of course, there's something that is going to trigger your mind anytime you want to start something. Like, remember, you failed. Don't forget how much money you lost in that. You're always going to have that remind you. But the best thing is to overcome it by knowing that that is a stepping stone. Don't fear failure, because what should you? But you have something to add on that?
Yes. I'll also share, like, when I just began this business, I was scammed. Yeah.
Oh.
I was scammed. Not in this business.
Before?
Not this business.
Okay. When I was like, when I just began.
And like, I was asking myself, so does it mean this will be the trend? Yeah. You know, sometimes when people see you have come out, yeah, they also start some other funny, weird things on the side. And I think that is how I got caught up. And I was like, okay, I have lost money, but I have not lost money in this business. This was just something else. So, like, what should I do? I cried over it, and I told God, that one has gone, and life has to life has to move on. Life has to move on. Help me move on. And for sure, like, within a week, that thing was not in my mind. I kept on telling God, yes, I've been scammed, but I have to move on. So help me move on.
Yeah.
So sometimes when bad things happen to you, you have to find a way past it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will not have stayed back and said, hey, I just began this thing and I've already been scammed. But now I learned of how to remain secure online.
Yes.
Yeah. And thanks be to God, during that season, the masterminds from our weekly masterminds, they were teaching about security around the online space, how to be safe. Yes, how to be safe around the online space. And I cracked it. Yeah. So I said, like, that should not be something to pull me back. I have to learn on how to stay safe. I have to learn before I do 1, 2, 3. Is this thing legit? Is it somebody who is just pretending to be the other person? Because those camouflaging things are a lot. Yeah. I might think I'm talking to Regina, but it's somebody else who has copied your account, something like that. So, like, I took a lot of time to learn on how to identify such. So I'll say, yes, I was scammed. The scamming made me become more braver. I learned something extra that I could not have learned if I had not been scammed.
And so it was a plus.
Yes, it was a plus, because I say in every failure, because to me that was like a drawback, and a drawback is a failure. So in that drawback, I have to learn something. Yeah, I should not just remain there wailing, oh, ABCD has happened to me, I will not get back. No, I have to find a way to rise above it. And the masterminds during that time really helped me. And I thank God that even that thing happened, because I got to learn more. Yes. And I'll just tell, like, our viewers, I know even most of the viewers sign in our websites, and some are just signing in to try, are these people real? Is this thing legit? We are legit. And if it could be a scam, we could not be here. Yeah. No. And it is a business, you know, like, even most people ask, I just see, I think people from Canada, people from America, is it really for Kenyans? Already they have that, they have already belittled themselves. Yeah.
Yes.
They already have that, that scarcity mindset, that this thing is not for us, it is just for the other people. So you see, even when you are getting into it with such a mindset, for sure, it will take you time for you to change that. But let us, yes, fear is there, but let us find ways of overcoming fear. Do your own due diligence. Yeah, do your own due diligence, ask all the relevant questions and get answers, and just take your time, and I'm sure it will be okay. You can add on something to finish it up.
Yeah, so I would like to add about, just to maybe to highlight about the fears that we talked about, and also to mention why we should not stay in the state of fear. So, as we said earlier, fear is normal, is something that is there for human beings. And because we are humans, whenever you see something, especially if something looks too good to be true, because some people think our business is too good to be true, it's okay to have fear at first. But the thing is, don't get stuck on the fear. It's good to move on, overcome your fear by faith. Because if you don't, like Mercy said, she had been scammed and she really feared. She said she cried. She spent a week thinking about it and praying God. But praying God was bringing faith. Not everybody prays, not everybody believes in God, but there's a supernatural being. I believe everybody has a supernatural power they believe in. Overcome fear by your faith, because even if you don't overcome and remain in that fear, 1 year after now, after we are presenting this opportunity to you to start an online business, whereby we're going to share our links after this, so you can click on our links and register. So if you don't take any step because of fear, specifically because you're talking about fear today, and then we are in March 2024, 25, and you have done nothing, guess what? You're going to be in the same position. If somebody else on the side decide to check it out, because there is a procedure on how to start a business. The first step is to check it out by clicking the link, registering with your name and email address to see if it's for you. And how do you see? It's going to open up to a webinar, which is informational webinar, just information about the business. And in there, you're going to see other people sharing their stories, sharing their successes, because it's not just me and Mercy do this business. So the way to do your homework, Mercy just said, do your due diligence, do the research. One of the way to do it is to check us out, watch the webinar. That is part of your homework, doing your homework, checking us out, because you will see different people, not just me. We are a community of so many people, thousands and thousands. By today, we are 198,000 people in this business, online business. So we cannot all be out there in the whole world, because it's not just in Kenya, in USA. It's all over in the world. It's a digital business. It's global, and it runs 24/7 with automation. So as long as you've done your part, it continues to run in the background. Because Mercy said she works. She has a 9-to-5 job. I do have a 9-to-5 job. So that means we are not just here doing this. We go to our business, to our work. I have an employer. I report to my employer, but my business does not stop. It keeps running in the background. So do not fear to start this. It's something amazing. And the only way to experience is to start. So fear will just hold you back. And by the end of the day, you realize you have not accomplished anything. And if anything, because the world is running so fast, the cost of living is going higher, you realize that if you are living in debt, and maybe you are living, at the moment, you are having like 20,000, just an example. By the end of the year, like another time like now, you'll find like maybe that debt has doubled. So it's good to look for a side hustle. We are presenting to you an opportunity to do a side hustle, but we are also talking about the fear that stops people from doing this side hustle, an online business. Is fear of what people say. What if I fail? I don't have money to do this. What if, all those there are so many fears, but just try to overcome your fear. It's easier said than done, but you have to push yourself to the next step and overcome your fears, because fear might always be there, but it's you who is going to take the step to overcome your fear. So in conclusion, I just want to say, we welcome you to check us out, register with our website. We're going to share them, and then you'll experience what we experience here. No regrets. Mercy, back to you.
Thank you so much, Regina. You have said it all, and I believe that our viewers have heard it. And this is the time to say no to fear and register on those websites. Get to learn, at least you'll get to learn something about this business. You'll not just be the same. For me, I say that we should always be thirsty for knowledge. Yeah?
Yes.
Even if you don't go a step higher, at least you have some basics about the business. At least you know there is a digital business. You'll get to learn about the pillars of this business. You'll get to learn about the community of this business. You'll get to know where this business started from, and you'll have added something to your knowledge. So come and learn. If it is something for you, then you take the next and the next steps, and we'll be here. We are mentors. We'll gladly help you get started. And I think at that, we'll just say bye-bye. And maybe next week or any other time, God willing, we'll be back here. And even maybe you can tell us something that you'd like us to share about. Yeah?
Yes.
We know we always have these questions that we don't know who to ask. Just put them in our chats or just send us messages. Please talk about this or this in your business. We'll gladly talk about it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. God bless you all, and have a restful evening if you are in East Africa. And Regina, have a good afternoon.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank
you,
you.
Mercy.
Thank you. Thank you.